Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident God of Thunder. On this episode of Thor Talk, we'll be discussing Donny Cates taking over the Thor series from Jason Aaron. Donny Cates has been announced as the new writer of Thor, and in my opinion, he may be the best possible choice. So let's see why on Thor Talk. At New York Comic Con, it was announced that Donny Cates would be taking over the Thor series in January. Donny Cates has been my number one choice for a while now, and based on what little we've been shown, I think he was the right choice. This cover looks fantastic. With the ravens and the new costume, he really looks like a king, like a god. Let me get back to the costume, which is amazing. If you described Rune King Thor to me, this is how I would expect Rune King Thor to look like. Now, I'm not sure if this is Rune King Thor, but the look is still great. He's got the literal stars in his clothing, his hair is long, he's clean shaven, and he's even got his arm back. But let me talk about my favorite part by far. In the past, I've studied the Norse runes, and I found that most of the runes correlate with a god. Tiwaz is connected to Tyr, Ansuz is connected to Odin, and Thurisaz is connected to Thor. After finding this out, I always thought that if I could ever redesign Thor's costume, I would incorporate Thurisaz into it since it's Thor's rune. Well, look at what Donny Cates and company have done. Amazing. Alongside Donny Cates, we have artist Nick Klein and colorist Matthew Wilson. I think we're in good hands concerning the art. Klein previously did the artwork for Thor God of Thunder number 12, and I think he did a good job. Plus, 3 pages previewing the first issue have been released, and I think the art looks pretty good. The synopsis for the first issue has also been released, and it talks about something called the Black Winter, and I think that feels very in line with Norse mythology. But back to Donny Cates. This is a job that Cates has really wanted for a while. Every time he's been asked what character he wants to write, the answer has consistently been Thor every time. He's not getting drafted into writing Thor or just taking the job because it's there. It's something that he really wants to do. I feel like he's been waiting for Aaron to finish for a while just so that he could get his hands on the book. And it seems that he's really very excited, and that excitement is contagious. Oh, and for the record, he can indeed write, and write well. If you're looking for good Donny Cates comics, then I'd recommend Venom, Guardians of the Galaxy, Redneck, and especially God Country. Donny Cates also genuinely seems to be a fan of Thor. If you look at the other work he's written for Marvel, he seems to end up putting Thor and his mythos into every series he writes. Thor characters have roles in Venom, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Death of the Inhumans, Marvel Knights, and Thanos. No matter how unexpected or seemingly out of nowhere it may seem, Cates always seems to get Thor into his books. What is probably my favorite comic with Thor in it since Secret Wars happened is Venom number 4 by Donny Cates. Thor only appears in this comic for 2 pages, but he has such a great presence in those 2 pages that it really sticks out. All the other Thor references in Cates' books have been done with such a reverence and respect. But I think one of the most substantial pieces of evidence of Cates being a Thor fan comes from an exchange with Screen Rant. Cates put out another Thor reference in Doctor Strange number 382 by putting the guns used by Scourge the Executioner in the story. Screen Rant made an article saying that it was a Thor Ragnarok joke, but Cates corrected them saying, quote, "I wasn't referencing Thor Ragnarok. I was referencing the beautiful Thor run by Walter Simonson that the movie is based on." That's the guy I want writing Thor. And that's the guy who is. He's also leaving Guardians of the Galaxy to focus on Thor, and he confirmed that he's in it for the long haul, which means Cates is all in, and I couldn't be happier. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. So tell me, what do you think about Donny Cates taking over Thor? Are you as optimistic as I am, or are you still hesitant? Either way, let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please leave a like, and if you didn't, please leave a like, and you can keep up with and support Thor Talk by simply subscribing. Also, special thanks to AssembleA for the new intro. I'll leave a link to his channel below. Once again, I'd like to formally state that all art and video is owned by its respective companies, and I own none of it. With that said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where
you'll be holding